Hello and welcome to Strategic Mental Health Services. I'm Carissa Bone, and today we are going to discuss strategies that you can use to proactively and preventatively manage your psychological health and safety at work. Did you know that we spend on average 90,000 hours at work? 90,000. 90,000 hours. That's nearly a third of our lives at work. Yet a recent publication by Forbes magazine shows us that 85% of people report that they are really unhappy at work. We've seen what has been called a great resignation. No, I'm not telling you to leave your jobs. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm talking about is how you can intentionally create and control your perspective in the midst of where you're working. So whether it's a situation you face at work, maybe a difficult coworker, or maybe just the workplace environment itself, how do you keep your psychological health, maintain your psychological safety while you're at work? Well, I'm glad you asked. The first thing that you do is to identify what is challenging, what is really tugging on you emotionally or mentally. What is about the work that you do, the workplace, that makes it difficult, that leaves you feeling unhappy? Is it the commute? Is it the nature of the work itself? Is it feeling undervalued? Is it simply not feeling welcome? Maybe you don't have that sense of purpose that you used to have. Maybe it's just the fact that you've been there a long time and it's just sort of routine. What is it? You might say, well, Carissa, my work is a full-time mom. My work is a full-time student. So wherever you expend and extend your energy, mentally and physically engaging, working, that's what I'm talking about. And maybe you say, well, I'm a part of that 15% that's really happy. Well, for you, find the opportunities for which you could be even happier, more engaged, more positive. What is it? Now that you have that thing, the circumstance, maybe people in mind, I want you to recall how you normally think about it. So let's say the person next to you who works in the cubicle next to you is really loud and just in your mind completely obnoxious. So as you are driving into work, are you thinking, wow, today I get to sit next to this person who's really obnoxious and works my nerves? Or maybe it's not the coworker who's sitting next to you. Maybe your case is that your boss is always talking about what you do wrong and never affirming what you do well or what you do right. Or maybe for you, it's just the commute itself. I've heard so many people talk about just the exhaustion they feel from getting to the workplace, to home, or from home to the workplace, especially with returning to work for many people now going back into the office. Maybe it's the nature of the work that you do. Maybe you're thinking, I just move things from point A to point B all day, from point A to point B. I'm not a robot. I know I'm in a technical science, but I'm not the robot. I want to be more creative. What is that thing or multiple things about your work that don't work for you? Okay. And what is it that you're saying to yourself as you prepare to engage in work or encounter that aspect, that person, that meeting, that quarterly social hour that you all do, that you dread? How are you thinking about it? You guessed it. We are about to talk about how you may not ever be the CEO of that company, but reminding you that you are the CEO of your life. Even more specifically, you are the chief executive officer of what you think and how you perceive each and every circumstance and situation as it relates to your place of business. Now, when you own what you can control, you take the power from what is outside of you and you own the power that is truly yours, beginning with your perspective. And when you shift focus on you and the adaptations you can make in that space, suddenly you feel empowered. And what you are able to do is then lift and shift. So lift your thoughts and your ideas from where they were sort of stuck before and shift them in a space that allows you to think and perceive things differently. And then that perception becomes what? Your reality. But it absolutely begins with one, awareness. What is the thing that leads you to feeling this way? Two, what are you communicating to yourself and others about this situation? And then three, how can you lift and shift the thoughts and conversations you're currently having that are draining you to thoughts and conversations that are uplifting you and shifting you into a space where you have control, you have ownership, and you feel better? Well, once again, that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. You have homework today. I know. It's homework because I want you to go into work as you even begin to prepare for work, as you wake up and you commute and you engage in work, you wrap up work and you prepare to exit work, and then you have your commute back home. Pay attention. And identify the things, people, ideas, meetings, environmental aspects that bother you, that really work your nerves, that cause you to feel a little bit frustrated, maybe intimidated, but certainly outside of your control. And note those things. And what we're going to do is go on a 21-day journey together. You heard it, 21 days, but one day at a time. And each day, I'm going to share a thought of the day. And what you're going to do is take that thought and apply it to what is challenging, difficult, and a bit uncomfortable about work. And over those 21 days, you will essentially lift your thoughts into what's within your control and shift your perception of work. Now you're saying, Carissa, I don't see this happening in 21 days. Just give me 21 days. Those automatic thoughts that you have right now that are negative, I can't stand, so I just can't do this another day, but you get up and do it anyway. Those automatic thoughts, we're going to work to shift those to be a center of fuel, an ignition to what you can control, beginning with what? Your perception, your thoughts, the conversation and communication you're having about the thing that's challenging, how you are talking to yourself, your best advocate, your best hype man about what's going well within your control. Lift and shift. That's the exercise. So, what I'll ask you to do from now until Thursday is pay attention to your routine. Pay attention to what's taxing and challenging and demanding in a way that's just not good for you. And then come back with those things top of mind on Thursday when we will connect live and talk about our 21-day journey to truly becoming the CEO of your life and working well. I'll see you Thursday.